The rift between members of the Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, PENGASSAN, and the management of Dangote Refinery and Petrochemicals has taken a new turn as the association directs all its members across Nigeria's oil fields to down tools immediately, while other members working in other offices across the oil companies are to comply with the directives on Monday until the government reins in on the management of Dangote Refinery. The decision to completely down tools by Monday is part of the resolution reached at the association's emergency virtual meeting held on Saturday. A statement signed by the PENGASSAN General Secretary, Mr. Lumumba Okumbawa, faulted the management of Dangote Group over an alleged retrenchment of 800 staff, all of whom, the statement says, are Nigerians, and replacing them with Indians. PENGASSAN had on Friday described the action as anti-labor practice, lamenting that the affected staff have been an integral part of the operations of the refinery. And civil society groups under the umbrella of the Coalition of Civil Society Organizations in Nigeria, COCSEN, and the Nigerian Interfaith Forum are appealing to the federal government to protect the local manufacturing of petroleum products. Addressing a joint news conference in Abuja, the groups claims that the demands of 75 naira per litre for coastal freight and OPS cost, translating to 1.505 trillion naira by the DAPPMAN and the Petroleum Product Marketers Association of Nigeria, DAPPMAN, is an attempt to blackmail Nigerians into paying a backdoor subsidy of 1.505 trillion naira annually. The group insists that the demand by DAPPMAN, if granted, will threaten President Bola Tinubu's reform agenda, roll back the government's courageous removal of fuel subsidy, and tarnish Nigeria's international credibility.
We condemn DAPPMAN as an exploitative cartel seeking to strangle Nigerians and plunge the nation back into subsidy fraud. To this end, we are announcing the following actions. Legal action. We shall file a suit against DAPPMAN in the Federal High Court for economic sabotage, conspiracy, and deliberate attempt to reintroduce subsidy through the back door. Fellow Nigerians, this is not just a fight for Dangote Refinery. This is a fight for Nigerians' future. This is a battle between nation builders and nation wreckers, between patriots and profiteers, between hope and despair. DAPPMAN's demand for 1.505 trillion subsidy is a declaration of war on the Nigerian people. Our response is clear. We will resist, we will mobilize, we will litigate, and we will not rest until this cartel is defeated. We urge the federal government to stand firm, Nigerians to stand united, and Dangote Refinery to stand strong. Together, we will ensure that no cartel vested interests will derail Nigerians' refining revolution.
The House of Representatives Committee on Petroleum Downstream is set to commence a full-scale investigation into the acquisition of OVH Energy Marketing's downstream assets and the state of refinery upgrade project. The action follows a direct order from the House for a full investigation of the matter after the committee's initial report was rejected. Additionally, the committee has pledged to resolve the escalating crisis between UPENG and Dangote Refinery. These resolutions were disclosed by the committee's chairman, Honorable Kenga Ugochinere, following a 3-day retreat in Lagos. The chairman urged the general public to submit their input before the committee members present their final recommendations on the floor of the House.
We looked into the ongoing dispute between Dangote Refinery and the marketers and the tanker drivers, and so on and so forth. And I feel that if these things are not well handled, it can create instability in the downstream sector. And that's why we raised it on the last meeting that we also look into it. And we've received submissions from different interest groups in that disagreement. And we'll be guided by what is best for the nation. Because at the end of the day, we have prayed for functional refinery in Nigeria, and we have gotten one. So as we try to balance labor issues and other competitive business issues, we must also ensure that we do not create an impression that will make other investors that once put in billions of dollars will not be worried about the safety of their investments.